How powerful is Cox Internet? Powerful enough to let your band members in Vegas, Phoenix, and Rhode Island jam like you're all in the same garage. Get Cox Internet powered by fiber with America's fastest download speeds. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, always building better. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial connection. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions may apply. Analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data. Fixed median download speeds. US Q3 2023.
Leading Ladies, a concert in celebration of Women's History Month featuring Kelsey Ballerini, Meghan Trainor, Elle King, Christina Perri. At the King's Theater in Brooklyn, New York on Wednesday, March 20th. Tickets are on sale now. You don't want to miss this amazing night of music dedicated to uplifting women's voices. With Kelsey Ballerini, Meghan Trainor, Elle King, and Christina Perri. Odyssey's Leading Ladies presented by Olay Body. Buy your tickets now at kingstheater.com.
Let's get to the hotline. Matt Hamilton, General Manager of the Wichita Wind Surge. Been in that post for a couple days now. Matt, hello, welcome.
Thanks for having me. How are you guys today?
We're doing well. We're all big baseball guys here on the show today, and look forward to talking with you. So the season starts April the 5th. I know you've had some time to prepare for this position. I'm just curious to ask you this. When you looked at Riverfront Stadium for the first time, how many bells and whistles went off in your head about different things you'd like to do here?
About as many as you can probably imagine. This is one of the nicest stadiums I've ever seen in the minor league space, and could quite possibly be the nicest in the country. I've had a chance to see quite a few stadiums in my time, and you know, this is at the top of that list. It's a beautiful facility, and to me, it's a Major League Baseball quality ballpark, just without the 200 and 300 level seating. But it truly is a gem here in Wichita.
So you came from Wilkes-Barre as an assistant general manager. What are the increased responsibilities? What will you do as a general manager that maybe you didn't do as an assistant general manager?
You know, a lot of the stuff that nothing much will change, just addition to, fortunately I was in a situation in Scranton Wilkes-Barre where I did a lot of things that a general manager typically does, such as maintaining the relationship with the parent club and, being a main point of contact on game days when we had severe weather and things of that nature. So typically there's some growing pains in that respect whenever you do go from an AGM to a GM role. I think one of the biggest things that I take on now is just making sure that we're following all of the rules and guidelines that Major League Baseball has in place for each club across the country, and making sure that we're compliant. But I think the part that I'm most excited for is the fact that I've always had some fun and weird and crazy ideas swimming around in my head. And I'm excited to get to roll them out here and be the one who gets to make those decisions.
Well, give us a little background on yourself, where you went to school, how you ended up in Wichita, how did that all come about, where you were, all your other previous jobs before you got here.
Well, I don't exactly have the most traditional background when it comes to working in the professional sports world. I attended West Texas A&M University out in Canyon, Texas. Was fortunate enough to get to extend my baseball career beyond high school. So spent some time there, fell in love with the Texas Panhandle. So when I graduated, I actually got a job as a multimedia journalist or an MMJ for the local ABC affiliate, and did that for a little over a year before I was able to catch on as the weekend sports anchor at the CBS affiliate for a couple of years. I eventually became the sports director and got to anchor evenings Monday to Friday for 2 or 3 years there, before ultimately sliding in to be the morning show anchor and executive producer for a year. A year of waking up at midnight and going into work at 1 a.m. Was enough for me, though. So I decided to slide out from being in front of the camera. And I'd always thought about working in the professional sports world. So I did some interviews with some teams, interviewed with the Brooklyn Nets, the New York Islanders, a couple minor league hockey teams. And the world of minor league baseball hadn't really come across my mind. Of course, everybody thinks let's get into Major League Baseball. But then I found out that there was a team coming to Amarillo called the Amarillo Sod Poodles. And whenever I brought that to my general manager, because I still had a little bit of time left on my TV contract, he said, "Hey, why don't you come sell for us instead?" So I was sold for KFDA TV for a little over a year. And I guess the saying goes, I took to it like a duck in water. And from there was able to land a position with the Sod Poodles. And after 3.5 years there, moved up and took a position with the Rail Riders, and the rest is history.
Talking now with new Wind Surge General Manager Matt Hamilton. Of course, Jay Miller, the team president. I guess my question here is kind of twofold. What is the relationship between a president and a general manager at this level? And secondly, Diamond Sports now owns the Wind Surge, and they own a bunch of other minor league franchises throughout the country. What is kind of their philosophy when it comes to minor league baseball?
Sure. So, Diamond Baseball Holdings also owns Scranton Wilkes-Barre, and so that was an organization that I was with and very familiar with their operations. And they're no different than, what a normal agent or ownership is. Their goal is to, create a family-friendly entertainment venue, but they want to do that through engaging the community and by providing their organizations with resources to make sure that we can do that in a fun way and keep things affordable. And I think that's the most important part. And to answer the first part of your question, the relationship between a president and general manager. So Jay is obviously been in this community for a couple of years, and his goal is to maintain the relationships that the team has with the city and with all of the folks who played a big part in making sure that this team happened and were able to come here and the stadium was to be built. And my role is to help run the day-to-day operation of the Wind Surge. And so to make sure that everything's buttoned up whenever we get there on April 5th and that fans can come in and, have a good time in the way that they expect based off of their previous experiences, or, maybe we can find ways to compound that fun and add to it. I mean, that's one of the beautiful things of having spent time with a few other teams is I bring some ideas that are a little bit different than what's been done here in the past, but if anything, it'll only enhance the fan experience.
So you talked about showing some interest, interviewing with other teams and other sports. How much of a baseball fan are you, and what's unique? I know you don't have necessarily a frame of reference from working in those other sports, but what do you think is unique about a baseball front office? I would have to imagine that 6 games in a week is probably at the top of that list.
Yeah, so I'm a baseball guy. It's my favorite sport, always has been my favorite sport. I played high school football and baseball in Texas, and then ultimately chose baseball in college. I follow the game very closely. I consider myself a nerd when it comes to keeping up with stats and keeping up with history and just everything that comes with the game of baseball. I try to stay on top of it as much as I can. And that's just because I genuinely love the game. My wife would tell you that I love it more than her, which isn't true, but it's certainly close. But no, I do love the game of baseball a lot. It's just one of those things. I grew up going to games with my dad whenever I was little, and I love taking my two sons to games. And so I'm a huge baseball fan. And as far as the nuances of a front office, it's just like running any other business. We have our day-to-day responsibilities that we need to take care of, and in order to get prepared and ready for the season. I think one of the most common questions I get as the season comes to the end every year is, what do you guys do this off season? Do you go back home? And now it's explain to people, no, like my home is here, and our job is, for the next 6 months to, build and prepare, all the promotions and giveaways and everything that goes into executing a full season and making sure that we sell more season tickets and, making sure that we secure more sponsors so that we can do more fun things. And that's really what we're doing, during the off season, is preparing for the next season.
Talking with Matt Hamilton, the general manager now of the Wichita Wind Surge. You mentioned previously in the interview here that you had some ideas, and I don't know if you want to keep all of those under wraps, but we'd love you to divulge maybe one of them right here, right now.
Sure. I mean, the tough part is I came in here so late. There's not much that I can really roll into the upcoming season, unfortunately. That said, I've got some pretty fun ideas with ways that we can do some silly giveaways that tie into what we're doing in the night, and some things that we can execute pregame and postgame that'll get some people talking. And it's all meant to just be all in fun. I know that a lot of people kind of have a misconception about the game of baseball, that it's too long or it's too boring. And a lot of that comes from folks who maybe aren't as, educated about the game and situational things. And, at the same time, like, our goal and my sole goal is to make people leave here without even thinking about what the final score of the game was, or not even knowing if we won or not. Truthfully, my goal is that everybody had so much fun that they can't wait to come back. And that's how we generate, generational fans. That's how we generate season ticket holders, is through the entertainment that we put on the field. And I'm not talking about the baseball. I'm talking about the goofy, silly things that minor league baseball is known for.
All right. Well, one more question. Do you, Matt, still see Riverfront Stadium being a year-round venue? I know we've had quite a few football games there over the fall. Do you see that expanding? How do you view that facility in terms of an event space?
Yeah, absolutely. No, this stadium is a multi-purpose event venue that hosts 69 baseball games. With previous teams, we've hosted comedy shows that have held over 10,000 people. We had Burt Kreischer headline with Shane Gillis as part of the undercard and a whole list of comedians. When I was in Amarillo, we hosted a bunch of concerts with bands like Midland and Co Wetzel. I'm very much so accustomed to the special event space, and those things take time and they take development, and it's not something that can happen overnight due to you needing to plan and work with promoters and things like that. But it's certainly something that we intend to do, and that's not just my vision. That's the vision of Diamond Baseball Holdings, our ownership group. They want to help, bring more value to fans, and that's what we're going to do. And again, those things take time and development, but they will come.
All right, good stuff, Matt. We really appreciate it. Welcome to Wichita. I'll ask a question that my cohort, Jason Duda, missed. Where do you like to eat? Do you know yet in Wichita? Is there a place that you enjoy eating?
So I got to come here last month to look for a house, and I've been here a couple days, and I've eaten at two places a couple of times so far, and both times have been a blast and been really good food. So the first is our neighbor here to Riverfront Stadium, Monarch. That's a phenomenal place that I've had a chance to eat a couple of times. And the other place is Chicken and Pickle over on the east side. They've got really good food. And again, I mentioned I've got two little ones, so it's kind of a safe place for mom and dad to eat dinner, and the kids can run around and have some fun. And we don't feel like they're going to run away, or anything like that. So that's been two good places for us so far. I am a food fanatic, so I am open for suggestions at all times. Anything that people have, if you have any listeners that are ever at games and they have recommendations, come find me. I'm the only bald guy on staff, so you can find me pretty easy. And
no, you're not. You're not.
Am I not?
Jeff does some official scoring, so you'll meet him at some point.
Okay. Well, Jeff, I look forward to meeting you, and it's good to know that I've got a fellow bald guy on staff.
Me too.
And you'll also be happy to know that if I were on Match.com, I would get you and Duda together. You sound like a perfect match.
That's
Food
fine. Well, I
and
look
sports.
forward to meeting.
Do you drink beer?
Of course I do.
Well, there you go.
We'll be just fine there, buddy.
Get it first date.
Alrighty,
We're looking for it. Matt, thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
No, thank you all so much. I appreciate the opportunity, and we look forward to April 5th. But if y'all don't mind me doing a quick plug, on Thursday here at the ballpark from 3 to 7 at our Fidelity Club, we have single game tickets going on sale. We're going to have $2.29 lawn seats for opening day, and $2 for $29 seats in our dugout select area as well. So, but you have to be here in person to buy, and we're going to have a few things going on that day as well to entertain fans. So come by. We'll have beer specials going. So the Fidelity Club here at Riverfront Stadium from 3 to 7 will be going.
Good stuff. We'll send them your way. Thank you again, Matt.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Why?
Why?
If you have T-Mobile 5G home internet, you might be hearing this
Why?
a lot.
Why?
Every time your internet slows down during the busiest hours.
Why?
Why?
Because your network gives priority to cell phone users.
Why?
Good question. Why not switch to Cox Internet with 2 times faster download speeds than T-Mobile 5G home internet during peak hours?
Okay.
Stop the whys and visit cox.com/5G home for details. T-Mobile prioritizes certain T-Mobile phone users over home internet users during times of congestion.
Leading Ladies, a concert in celebration of Women's History Month featuring Kelsey Ballerini, Meghan Trainor, Elle King, Christina Perry. At the King's Theater in Brooklyn, New York on Wednesday, March 20th. Tickets are on sale now. You don't want to miss this amazing night of music dedicated to uplifting women's voices. With Kelsey Ballerini, Meghan Trainor, Elle King, and Christina Perry. Odyssey's Leading Ladies presented by Olay Body. Buy your tickets now at kingstheater.com.